Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash, Stargirl, and just the rest of the Arrowverse as a whole because, well, something's interesting. So, of course, we're still about 2 months away, roughly, from the commencement of filming for some of the Arrowverse shows. Not all of them, but some of them, including, of course, The Flash. Which would then lead into various promotional material, such as trailers and all of that in the months to follow, before most of the DC shows return for their new seasons in late January. People have been asking about when would a trailer drop. We could get a trailer in August, or in regards to them airing on TV, they could start in October. So it's not going to be. We're not going to be waiting until 2021 to get a trailer. We'll get trailers, sooner than I think a lot of people are thinking for some reason. Now, of course, we are sure to get some news, whether it's minor or major news, towards the end of August at the DC Fandom event, which I think is on August 22 from memory, which will have online panels for all of the current DC TV shows on the CW and within the Arrowverse. So, be interesting to see what we hear. It will be interesting, to hear what we have from there, or see what we hear from there. Am I speaking English today? Please let me know. I don't think I am. Now, of course, while this pandemic has been going on, one of the few things that has been a shining light of, just good, is of course that of Stargirl. Now, Stargirl was originally a production set to air just on DC Universe Original, of course DC Universe being the streaming service that was promised to be international, but was kept as a USA only service until present. Which of course was a brilliant idea, it was never going to fail, was it? But late last year it was also announced that Stargirl would air on the CW alongside DC Universe, just be a day later, even though in reality it's technically 2 days later when you think about it. And the CW is of course where the Arrowverse calls home, and the CW is where the vast majority I think of people are watching and enjoying Stargirl. But as always with TV shows that you are enjoying and are just, popular amongst the audience, you are waiting on that announcement that the show has been renewed for a new season, and in Stargirl's case is season 2, and that is exactly what has happened. So yesterday, from when this video is going up, it was officially announced that Stargirl had been renewed for season 2. However, and this is a big one, it would be an exclusive for the CW heading into Season 2. It would no longer be on DC Universe going forward, which, to be completely honest, to me, isn't too much of a shock, and I think it's not a ridiculous shock for a lot of people. DC Universe has been bleeding content out to other services or channels over this past year, which has led people to theorize and come up with conspiracy theories that DC Universe was just a platform for shows to air a first season and then sell off the rights to other networks and other channels, which isn't too much of a crackpot theory. But I think the thing that is somewhat shocking to some people is that the CW wouldn't be sharing the show at all with any other service, like HBO Max, for example. Now, for me, it seemed pretty obvious that the CW is going to at least take the majority control of the show eventually. I mean, look at the show, the social media channels for the show. They are all CW branded. They're all CW Stargirl or the CW Stargirl or something along those lines. All the advertising on billboards says it's on the CW. It's a CW show in the eyes of the public, and what Warner Brothers is trying to put out there. If there was even a chance, it would end up elsewhere post season 1 alongside the CW, not just outside of the CW, but alongside the CW. The social media channels would have been called DCU Stargirl or something like that, similar to what we see with the shows like Doom Patrol and Titans. However, it's always been CW Stargirl for those social media things. But due to the news coming out officially that Stargirl will be headed exclusively to the CW for Season 2, there are some things to discuss that relate back to the greater Arrowverse as a whole. Let's talk about that. But of course, throughout the rest of the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions on this, thoughts, all of that, in regards to just their announcement for Season 2. Are you excited about that? And also just the things we're about to talk about right now. I'm just intrigued to hear you guys' thoughts. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like in it to show your support for the channel, as well as if just you're excited for Stargirl Season 2. So yeah, we just have a list of pretty much questions almost that I think a lot of people will be asking themselves that I'm going to try and give the best answer to, or even just the correct answer to if I know the answer. So the first thing to bring up is, when will it come out and when will it start filming? Now, I think we're going to find out when it will start filming. Probably that DC Fandom event at the end of August. As I said, I think it's on August 22 or 24, one of the two. And then I think at that same time, when you get the information as to when they'll start filming, it'll probably give you the idea as to when it will come out. I think it's going to come out April or May, and I think that's when Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow are scheduled to air their new seasons, and I can see Stargirl dropping in that slate right there. And Flash would still be going at that point. Superman and Lois would still be going at that point. Same with Batwoman. So there'd be a lot of DC shows on at that point. There'd be about like 6 weeks or maybe 8 weeks or something, where there could be like 6 DC shows on the same, or 7 maybe, which is crazy to think. But that's when I can see it's that it coming out and filming. I guess maybe towards the end of the year. We'll have to wait and see. As I said, DC Fandom would be the time to announce that. Budget worries. That's been a big discussion. Look, it's important to remember they have a lot of stuff built. Stripes built, the suits are built. They have a lot of stuff built. So a lot of the stuff from season 1 that was already invested in will carry into season 2 and shouldn't be too much of a hit on the budget. CGI is a worry, but as I said, if they say premiere in April or May, but they start filming in like October, they have a lot of post-production and that gives them time to do the VFX. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a worry. People are thinking it's going to be like, oh my God, it's going to drop down by like this much. I'm like, no, it might drop down a bit in quality, but it's not going to be like ridiculously noticeable. Like people are freaking out for people just being dramatic, let's be completely honest. The important thing heading into season 2 is that the main creatives from season 1 are still in charge for season 2. So you're not going to see any differences in story and stuff like that. I've seen people like they're randomly going to make this person just people saying stupid crap. You know what I mean? People just saying, oh, they're going to start all this relationship stuff. If it was in the show already, it's going to be there. But the thing is that and I need to point this out, the CW isn't like this thing where everyone has to like format to something. The CW funds the show and distributes the show. If you have a strong creative team that has a clear vision, that takes precedent. They'll get it. They get to do what they want. Like you look at shows like Supernatural, Black Lightning, I'd even say The Flash in some cases, and then they sometimes fall into that. But if you have a strong creative team, then they usually aren't affected by that CW stigma, if you want to call it. Episode count has been an issue. I think it'll be 13 or 16 episodes, 16 being the max, but I think it'll probably still stay around 13, which is the episode count for season 1. And I think because they're going to be premiering in April or May, they won't be able to go more than 16 episodes just because of the time restraints. Another big question has been the cast. Is the cast going to be coming back? All the cast tweeted out as well, but mainly Instagrammed about season 2. And the people were saying about Amy Smart and Luke Wilson. Amy Smart posted about season 2 and was excited to be back. So by the looks of it, she's coming back. Luke Wilson he's like the big draw card for the show. He's the biggest actor on the show. Who knows? He doesn't have social media, so he wouldn't know. I guess we'll hear. I'd assume he'd probably be at the DC Fandom event. So if he's in that panel, then I'd assume, yeah, he's going to be back. And if he loves doing the show, which it sounds like he does, then I don't think it'd be too much of an issue of him coming back, especially if Jeff Johns is like, please, Luke, don't leave. So yeah, I think he'll be back. Filming location. This has been a big one. People, I don't think, are aware as to the location where Stargirl films. Stargirl films in Atlanta, Georgia, which you might think, oh, well, that's not Vancouver where the other Arrowverse shows film, which is correct. Vancouver's in Canada, Atlanta's in America. However, another CW show, a lot of CW shows film in Atlanta, but specifically one CW show that films in Atlanta is another DC show, that of course being Black Lightning. Black Lightning films in Atlanta. I think there's even been sets which crossed over. I think people were trying to point them out on like a thread on, not a thread, sorry, a post on Instagram. I wasn't too sure if they were the exact same location, but Black Lightning films in Atlanta. So yeah, they're not going to move. They'll stay in Atlanta. They've got that small town feel. I'm sure they'll be staying in Blue Valley, or these Blue Valley play a big part of next season. So they won't be moving to Vancouver to film, in case anyone was wondering. And then being in Atlanta might actually help them with the budget. Because if you look at Black Lightning looks really good. And I think it's mainly because they budget things. So yeah, that actually might help them just being in Atlanta. This is the big question, and it's something that I think we'll be hearing about soon, because I think they'll be constantly asked about it, and that's crossovers, and specifically with The Flash. I know some of the cast of Stargirl have said Supergirl. That's what they want to cross over with. Mainly Brett Bassinger, who plays Stargirl, and I think Yvette Monreal, who plays Yolanda. And I think that's mainly for personal reasons in regards to either knowing people on the show or have grown up watching the show or stuff like that. I think this would be like, as I said, like the CW funds and distributes the show. They don't really get a ridiculous amount of creative stuff on the show, like in regards to control. However, I could see Mark Pedowitz, the president for the CW, sort of pushing for this. Whether it happens or not is another question. I think it's more likely than not to happen, because of course, I think we're going to see the Flash discover the new multiverse at some stage. So If it's going to happen, I think it's pretty much going to be Barry just going to Stargirl. So it'll be similar to the Supergirl crossover, the first one from back in season 2 of Flash and season 1 of Supergirl, where Barry sort of like goes away on the Flash for like 3 seconds, but in that 3 seconds, he's actually gone to another Earth and spent like an entire day there. So I could see that happening with Flash and Stargirl, and it's easy just to take Grant Gustin, fly him over to Atlanta, let him do scenes there, film an episode, and then he goes back, and just opens the door up. They know there's a multiverse out there, and then the Flash can do its own thing in regards to multiverse stuff if they want to. Obviously, if this happens, it'd be like in the back half of the Flash's season, and I guess maybe fairly early on in Stargirl's second season. But I can definitely see them pushing that. I don't think we're going to be seeing Stargirl in the main crossover for next season. I'd be shocked if that happened, but I could definitely see just a one show crossing over to the other for this one. So yeah. And the most important thing, you might be thinking, oh, what's more important than the crossover and some of the other stuff you said? And I think it being renewed on CW and being a CW exclusive actually adds life to the show. I think this adds more seasons and a brighter future, a more star-lit future, if you want to call it, to the show. DC Universe was always dead. There's always the talk about HBO and HBO shows in general, obviously HBO Max, about the shows not having ridiculous amounts of seasons. Sometimes they try to cap it off at 3 or 4. And Stargirl's a show about just growing. So there's a ridiculous amount of potential in regards to adding people, and people can leave and people can come and stuff like that. They can come and go. So I think it adds life to the show in regards to seeing more seasons of it. I'm not saying it's going to get to season 10, but I think it gives it the potential to get to a season 5, maybe season 6 of the show, compared to, I think, what it could have been if it was just on DC Universe, for example, where maybe it was lucky to get to a 3 or a 4. So I think it adds life to the show, which I think is just for the better. So I'm excited for season 2, and I can't wait to see how season 1 ends, and that will get us even more excited for season 2. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Are you excited for Stargirl Season 2? Just let me know all your thoughts and opinions in regards to what you went over. And yeah, of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.